Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Yeah, I'm David Sponheim, the American Original. Welcome. Yeah. So today we're going to be doing a nice, by request, a nice tuna casserole. But we call it Mackenoodle, okay? Yeah, $6 for 6 meals. I might just eat it all myself. I know. So let's get started. We're going to be processing this as pretty much a low-cost meal that you can make for yourself or for others. Okay, we're going to go ahead and check the chat, make sure everything's going well in iVlog. Takes me a little while to get into all the chat rooms, but bear with me for a second, folks. Welcome to my kitchen. You can check out my beautiful my plant collection of succulents. That's kind of a nice place, you know, a good place to look at. And I'm going to mute it for a second. Okay, we're in. Max.credit is here. I'm going to allow the show to start there. iVlog is ready to go. We are running a show, yes. There's a show tonight. I'm wearing socks, yeah. In case I do get seen, my feet are seen by terrifying final minutes, 60 minutes. Yeah, always wearing socks in the winter. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. It's a link to a terrifying plane situation. I'm accepting everything here. Okay, good. I'm not going to turn on the guest cams until later. Are we seeing anything in chat here? It's like everything froze. Tom was the last person that said something at Vaughn. Yeah, okay. Well, I am David Sponheim, the American Original everyone talks about. I'm the guy that actually is building this third party to unite the country against the two-party corruption that we're seeing every day. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. Average Americans are shocked at what we're seeing. And if you're like me, you're going to do something about it. And voting for a third party is the best way to do something about it. I'm bringing in the pictures. I'm making them larger here. There we go. Mackenoodle. Yeah. So I found this amazing, Dave, you got to get in the show. I see that. It's a nice picture though. It's kind of like a cool little hangout. Whoa, action cam. Setting up the show. We'll go ahead and move forward. There we go. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Maybe this will work. Okay. So, it's a kosher dish, yeah, where mackerel is kosher. I've been getting these products at the dollar store for a while, and it's great mackerel. Mackerel is lower in mercury than your standard tuna fish. And I think it's important to know that even tuna fish has lower mercury in it if it's skipjack. And I'm going to show you some skipjack tonight. I'm going to open up a can of tuna fish and put this in there. It's a different texture than albacore, but albacore has a bigger fish, so it picks up more mercury. So these mackerel are smaller fish, so they get less mercury. So that's good. And today I have some artichoke bottoms I need to eat up. They're a really good deal. I found these for 99 cents. If you can find some sort of like green beans will work for this meal. You can get those for $1. So green beans will replace the artichoke hearts or bottoms, but these are incredible. Really good for cleansing the liver too. So we've got the fish, we've got the vegetables. I've got a solution I'm going to be using today, which is I'm going to be using organic Greek yogurt. I got this for 33 cents on sale. And I'm going to use that, but you can get this type of a product at the dollar store. Lobster bisque or cream of mushroom soup will work too for about $1. So we're up to $1 for the mackerel, and I'm going to portion $1 for this type of thing. I got that for cheap, but I'm going to add because I got that for cheap, I'm going to add the tuna. But you can replace the whole meal with tuna too. So we're up to this was, this is the best thing. I finally found egg noodles that are organic. And Simple Truth makes it out of the Kroger stores. If you got a Kroger affiliate store in your area, you can get this. I got this for $1.79. So for organic egg noodle, I had never found it, and it's non-GMO too. It's got all the bells and whistles you want. Organic, non-GMO. So I got that for $1.79. I'm going to take that up to 2 with an onion. 3, 4, 5, and I'm adding some more vegetables too. I've got broccoli going in here. You can use peas or, like I said, green beans. It'll work too. But I've got some broccoli. I got this for $1.29 a pound. It is not organic, but broccoli's got the lowest amount of glyphosate or Roundup related problems of all the vegetables. Almost in every test, broccoli comes out pretty low. So I went with regular broccoli. I'm just rinsing it off. And I have that $1. I think I got a 50-cent yellow pepper in here, which is ready to eat. It's got that kind of leathery feel. It's starting to, reach that point where if it gets soft, you can't eat it. So we've got that and the onion. We should be good to go. All right, let's get started. I'm going to be boiling up some water over here. So I'm going to turn this flame on in the back to level 6 to get the water boiling. Yeah, and I'll be adding some Himalayan sea salt from my package of 85 minerals from Himalaya. The Himalayas. This came from a monastery of a very special person in Lhasa, the lost land of Lhasa. You're not allowed to use that. That's not that. We will never allow that. You should never do that. Don't put any of his pictures in the show. Thank you. That man literally stalked us online. Still does. Yeah, I had a strike against my YouTube account because of him just 2 weeks ago. Okay. Do I have any cool New Year's traditions? Roll out the money. Happy New Year's. I was planning on going to Vegas, but I found out that Mark has a suite there at the Wynn, and I canceled my trip. I was going to stay at the Wynn, but I'm not going to stay anywhere near Mark. So I had to cancel my Vegas trip. No big deal. I can handle it. Yeah. Hey, keep it light. You don't want to talk about your body part tonight. Oh, that's great coffee. Okay, so everything's rinsed. I rinsed this off too, this yellow pepper. We're doing really well today. Is it true that Larry Sinclair is going to celebrate? No. Larry Sinclair and I don't know each other. Yeah. Well, when I found out Mark was making all these millions of dollars, literally hundreds of millions of dollars censoring me, I was shocked. And to this day, I can't get some people who support me to understand this. But I have ample proof of this. So, yeah, I wouldn't doubt he's thinking of opening a nightclub anywhere he wants. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars that he's got from censoring me. And if any of you realize how screwed up that is, you'll understand the severity of this situation. That's your problem, Victory for Cake. You chose that life. You're doing good service. Remember, livestock is part of our food supply. Yeah. All right, Howie did it is back. Yeah, you're just not allowed to use any of those images of that person in the show. That's why you're muted. Yeah, I heard the video of Jeffrey Epstein's first surveillance video of Jeffrey Epstein's first suicide attempt goes missing from Manhattan jail where he was found dead. Yeah, everything about the Jeffrey Epstein thing is wrong, including him being found dead. No, I can't sue a guy who has hundreds of millions of dollars. No, that's foolish. He could easily just throw, millions of dollars at me and it would just tie me up in court for years. And there's really no solid piece of evidence that I can put out there. Yeah, I've got a lot of hearsay evidence, a ton of data from his show, him admitting he censors us, and him holding his hand up according to one person and going like this. He does it for money. We have a lot of things incriminating him, but again, no solid pieces of evidence. I can't. All right, we got to turn Periscope on. Hang on. Thank you for telling me. So you're keeping me on target here. That's great. Periscope is a nice feature. I don't want to give it up. Today's going to be cooking up politics. And we'll be doing 1219, the impeachment. And we'll be doing 1219, the impeachment. Okay. Well, at least I have something cooking on the stove, right? I've got water getting nice and hot. I did that much. Cooking up politics with David Sponheim. I think I'll just do hashtag tech. Hashtag impeachment. That should help me. Tech impeachment. Okay, going live. Thank you for reminding me about this. All right, we're going to view the broadcast. I may not check your chat right away, but it is up and running. And here is a link for all of you who don't have. Thank you for reminding me about this. All right, we're going to view. Yeah, for those of you who don't have a Twitter account, here's the Periscope link if you want to stop CoinHive from hijacking your computer and having Bitcoin take over. Yeah, apparently CoinHive hijacks computers that watch the show. And Mackenoodle, yeah, what the hell is that? I don't know. I'm just making this up. It's a kind of a cool dish. It's like a tuna casserole. Yeah, very similar. It's going to serve 6 people. I'm going to put it in this container, this old Mackerel I have from the 50s. Yeah. Okay, let's get the back burner going on over here. I'm going to put it at level 3. Thanks for following all those links. Thanks for the links, man. No, mackerel's better than tuna. Like I was telling people earlier in the show before you got in here, we know it's disappeared. We know that. Mackerel has less mercury in it than albacore. Mm-hmm. Happy holidays. Yeah. All right. Yeah, well, they've been lying to everybody for a long time. The two parties couldn't come up with a new idea if they tried. And I would have gladly run as a Democrat if I felt that they were honest, but they aren't. And I must say that Republicans are not honest, especially Donald Trump. So we've got a lot of work to do building this third party, and I'm only 11 years into this, so hopefully when I turn, at least 90 or 100, I'll be, a little bit more known around the world. We're trying to reach the U.S. audience, and we're having a problem with that. All right. I'm going to take that nice knife we have here from Mayo, get down and cut down on it. We'll pull off the hull of the onion. Hi, Sarah. Hello. And we'll pull that off, and I'm just going to dice it, like I normally do. Always keeping an eye on the knife. You got a very sharp knife. You never want to lose sight of it. This cuts so well. So how was your day?
Good.
Good.
Oh, that's a nice camera.
Yeah, it comes in pretty clean,
I like it.
Yeah, that's the camera you got when you got your master's degree,
Yeah.
which is great. It's got a wide angle lens and it covers the whole area. It's actually perfect for this job.
Yeah.
All right, and I think it's like 720p. It might be more, but that's okay. Now we're going to be cooking up the broccoli right in the pan. So I'm going to cut the tops off, florets, like that. The onion is organic. I showed you the big bag of onions last week. I bought a huge supply, 5 pounds for $5.99. And I use the stock area, so we're going to use all of that in the dinner as well. But this section right here can go in the pan with a little oil down. So I'm going to throw some olive oil in there from this organic olive oil thing.
Seafood bisque, huh?
Yeah.
Or seafood.
I'm not going to use the bisque. No, that was just. I'm staying away from monosodium glutamate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm using yogurt and butter, organic yogurt and organic butter. Yeah. I'm making my white sauce from scratch, which is the way to go. But for people that are in a hurry, cream of mushroom soup is a possibility. But again, those things have monosodium glutamate in it. So I have those cream of mushrooms in the cupboard just in case there's ever a serious, food shortage. I'm not going to say no to monosodium glutamate if I'm hungry, if you know what I mean. So there's a certain point at which, even I was telling Sarah, some of our oldest food is like Quaker oatmeal from 10 years ago. And it still looks good to me. I mean, it's dry storage. It really works really well. But they did find some Roundup in Quaker oatmeal. But I don't know about 10 years ago, But I thought, well, that's got to be a good preservative for the oatmeal, Put a little Roundup in there. No bunnies yet. Sarah's garden has not had any bunnies attack yet. I think we think.
No, not yet. There was one a couple of years ago, but the people scared it off.
There was a bunny, but people scared it off. So I'm waiting for the pan to heat up a little bit more, and I'll throw the onions and broccoli in there. Yeah, well, the thing is, they use Roundup as a desiccant to quicken the harvest, but Roundup is super toxic, and it's now found in 93% of Americans' urine, and 99% of the European urine, for some reason. Maybe we have bigger territory out here. It's more condensed area in Europe, but I find that very disturbing. And the government's not doing anything to mitigate the use of Roundup, even though it's a known carcinogen according to California. Sarah does look like an ice skater with that cap on. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
My friend made it.
Yeah, I've never seen that cap. When did you get it?
Today.
Oh, today? Really? It looks good.
Yeah.
That's a Christmas present.
Yeah.
That looks really nice. She made that by hand?
Yeah, she made it, and I was
Check
like,
this
when
out.
did you start? They did it. They all saw it.
It's beautiful, but look at the ribbing on it. She made this by hand. Her friend made this by hand. Look at that. That's like incredible work. It's got a great look. Man, that is a cool looking hat. Isn't that nice? Yeah.
I love chapstick.
No, I'm not getting in her. She has more than enough this year. No chapstick.
Okay.
She has 4 chapsticks already from last year. She hasn't
But my
even gotten
lips always get chapped this time of year.
I know.
So I do have. See, I got chapstick on my pocket.
Yeah, and that's not even the ones I got her. That's something else. So. Okay, so I'm going to put the onions in here in the pan. And yes, I did sharpen this knife, so it is sharp. I'm going to be using some of that for the earlier, for the pepper. Okay, putting the onions in. It's roughly a medium onion. That's roughly what I use. I use the portion of a larger onion. So, and definitely throw in the broccoli right on top of the onion. And cover it up. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to use artichoke hearts. I just thought that would be kind of a gourmet touch in this meal. I happen to find these things. Whenever you find a container for 99 cents of artichoke bottoms, that's the way to go, That's a heck of a deal. These things are really good. I didn't buy the cleaver. I inherited it. So you drain the water out of whatever vegetable you have. And if you got salt-sensitive people, you can rinse it out too. Just put some filtered water in there. Give it a little shake. Boy, this is going to be incredible. The taste of these things really add a certain gourmet taste to this meal. Okay, that's still going. The hot water is still cooking. We're going to go ahead and trim up the broccoli here a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is take my Cutco knife. It's a nice blade, but it's a little less sharp than the other one. I didn't want to cut my finger here. And just grab the sides off of there and pull at the bottom. See what I'm doing? Everything else is edible. You just have to dice it up. And this one you want to dice nice and tight because these stems take a little longer to cook, so I'm going to cut them nice and tight. There's no celery in the meal, Howie. Yeah, don't worry. Okay. Okay, throwing those in as well. Okay, now I'm going to throw a little water in there. Now what I'm doing is steam frying. This is my technique. Just a touch of water. Now I'm going to take the flame up to level 6 in just a second. I'm going to take that trusty Italian seasoning I always cook with. I buy in bulk. I'm going to throw about half a teaspoon in there. Yeah, I know. Well, I agree with you in some ways, Howie. Celery takes... Yeah, you can go even more than a half a teaspoon. It won't hurt it. Celery takes a lot of the soil toxins and goes into the stock. Yes. And you know celery is salty, so it takes in a lot of toxins from the ground in the process because it's very active grower. Celery really grows fast, and it brings in a lot of salt into its structure. But if there's nitrates in the soil, if there's Roundup in the soil, it's going to suck that right in. Yeah. So I see your point about celery, but you know I only cook with organic, non-GMO celery, grown in pristine environments with people who love the celery. Each stem is worshipped in part of their prayer session. You can add pepper now, Max. Yeah, pepper is one of those things we'll just kind of cook into the meal. I'll grind a little pepper in there for you if it makes you feel better. All right. Yeah, I'm not a big pepper person, but you can definitely use it. Dill weed is really the ingredient you want to use. So whenever you have fish, dill weed is the best. So I'm going to go with this non-GMO dill weed I picked up at Costco. Yeah, I'm going to throw about a half a teaspoon of that in there. But I'm going to do it when I put the fish in. Okay, moving on to this yellow pepper. We'll cut off the top of it. And then push the inside out. Or just pull it away from the center hull, like that. And no, this was not an organic pepper. Those are hard to find now. In fact, peppers are hard to find at a good price. So I always rinse it off though. Okay, we got a good steam coming out of that pan now. Well, actually, that's the boiling water. Okay. Okay, I got a roaring boil going over here. I'm going to take my whole container of egg noodle and I'm going to drop it right in that roaring boil over here. And immediately give it a spin. You don't want it to stick to the bottom at all. And keep it at level 6 as you go. That'll get it cooked up really well. Yeah, everyone criticizes me for making casseroles and pasta. And I only cook pasta once a week. So this is my big pasta moment. You guys get in on it on Thursdays. Turmeric is good, yeah. I've got some turmeric here. Let's throw that in there. Turmeric. That was me and a magic marker. going to take that up to 6 now. Now comes the aggressive cook period. Both burners are at level 6. I'm going to go ahead and chop this up as well. Peppers, making sure I get all the little pepper seeds out of there. Because Sarah doesn't like those. Not many people would. You know, you notice I've never cooked with eggplant. It's because I do believe that eggplant has too many seeds in it. And some people cook with the eggplant seeds and they put it right in their eggplant parmesan. Seeds are something that Sarah and I don't really like, so we don't cook with eggplant. But and you know something? I've got some mushrooms I need to eat up, so I'm going to throw some mushrooms in here with the peppers. That's not necessarily something you have to put in a meal. But it does go well with the tuna casserole, mushrooms do. Okay, look at that. That's already starting to firm up. Wow. Keep moving it around so it doesn't stick. I'll keep the top off for the time being. All right, that's going to take up all that moisture. Yeah. I see that they're browning a little bit, so I'm going to use some of them right now. See the browning? Yeah. I'm going to throw 5 mushrooms in there. What I do with mushrooms is I put a plastic bag in there with the container. That keeps them a little bit longer. The more oxygen they get, the more likely they're going to brown out. But luckily that I caught these before they brown too much. I'm not making any racist statements by saying brown out. I know some of you think that you know that's somehow politically incorrect to say that. Wow. I'm getting a backlash on Twitter. They're immediately saying, David, you can't say brown out. Well, that's... sorry. I didn't mean to... well, white out. Okay, so we chop those nice and... cut them nice and tight. We're going to go down on those. Don't quote me on that. I'm hearing quotes constantly. Everything I say is being misinterpreted. We're going to go down on the mushrooms here with a knife. All right. Okay, now everything goes in together. Of the vegetables. Let's put that in. We got a nice steam going. Put it all on top. There you go. Cover it up and continue steam frying. Meanwhile, I'm going to start opening up some cans, and I'm putting tuna in because I want to show you what the texture looks like. This is skipjack. Starkist has it. Bumblebee has it. It's not exactly the best looking tuna, especially when you see a little black thing in there. That looks weird. But just throw that on top. Yeah. I'm going to throw a little water in there to kind of get it loosened up a little bit. That's skipjack. That has lower mercury than albacore. It has a kind of a fishy taste too, so. Yeah, nothing to worry about. That's not true. You're lying. No, you never had that problem. You're making that up. Howie, you remember when I told you about lying in the show? Yeah, your webcam has revealed you're lying. Hey, and as you know, Trump will be impeached soon, and we'll be looking at Mike Pence will be our president, which I think is a step up, personally. Yeah. For some reason it's not typing in the room. Let me hit refresh over there. You could have a DDoS attack where broadcast was taken off. We're going to go back up online again. Okay, we're up and running in just a second. Candace, that's a bannable offense. Okay, refresh everybody. Yeah, I was DDoSed as usual. It happens. Hi. Okay, we're up and running again. Refresh if there's a problem. Some of you are watching us on, yes, alternative networks. Okay, give those noodles a good spin right now, and then cover them up and turn it off. Just leaving them in the hot water. Okay, we got everything cooking there. I'm going to open up this can of mackerel. This I'm going to rinse. But the brine is really tasty. If you use the brine, you can definitely make good use of it. If you guys are not salt sensitive, just throw the whole can in there. I am, however, salt sensitive, so I'm going to throw the brine out. And I heard, they say 1/4 of the population is salt sensitive. 1/4. So I'm going to soak that's just soaking the mackerel. See that? And just mix it around like that. And just drain it out like that. There you go. Okay. All right. Now you can turn this entire rear down to level 3. So take it to level 3. Adjust the cover so nothing is too tight, otherwise it'll be boiling over. Hey, we're doing great. 7:37, great, or 5:37, 7:37 Central Time. We are 9% salt. Hey, I'm not contesting your desire for salt, folks. I mean, look at Chef Ramsay. My God, man, pull yourself together. That guy is like salt everywhere. No wonder he has 50 restaurants. Everyone loves salt. No, it's not gray. It's just not tinted with red dye number 7. Hi, welcome. You're in a place where you're taught how to what? Ramsay cooks with too much salt. Oh my gosh! Please go away. You're not allowed here. Nobody can eat out of a dumpster here. This is not dumpster cooking. This is low-cost cooking. It's for people who actually have money. Now, I struggled with the name Mackenoodle. I decided to go with Mackenoodle because I was going to go with Macaroni, but that sounded like macaroni. Tom, you're not going to be able to mod for me. You were too involved at the T. Rucker show. Your real name is Chet. Yeah, we know that. Maxed Out Credit has lost weight in this by using some of my meals, which are very simple and cost effective. Okay, you can take this noodle thing, which is done already. Everything's already cooked. See how quick it's super quick. I'm going to take and drain it into the sink. I'll show you how to do that. Excuse the cord. The cord happens to be over the sink. Just hold the lever or the lid on and just drain it into some cold water there. I don't like putting hot water down the sink. That's not true, Howie. We know that's not true. You're lying. Yeah, we can spot a liar a mile away, Howie, and you're lying. We know that. Okay. So that burner is off. I'm going to put a spray of olive oil in there and Parmesan. So I'm going to take Parmesan. I'll put it close to the camera for you. I'm going to sprinkle a little Parmesan on there, on the noodles, right on top, and spray a little olive oil on there. Okay? Just a little bit. Keep the noodles moving so they're not too tight. And this is designed to kind of firm everything up and give it a little taste. Now, we're going to throw the teaspoon of dill weed on top of the cooking vegetables right now. And I'm going to throw the mackerel in with it. bring that around. If you see a bone in the mackerel, pull it out. Okay. There's usually just one bone in there. It's not that. There's just one bone in there. There's just a little bit. But they can technically eat the bone because it's been steamed heavily. And kind of gingerly put everything around, and then cover it up. Give it a little shake. But you can see that bone is not too appetizing. See that? No, that's not a good bone. Yeah, now's the time to work with your vegetables, your canned vegetable. And I'm going to cut that artichoke up, so it's going to give you that gourmet taste that everyone loves. Okay. I can put that on the breadboard. It's better to put, vegetables on breadboards and not meat. Okay, I'm going to cut these up, dice them. Let's use the sharp knife for the fun of it. No, that's not very good. I'm going to dice it with this. It's very easy to cut these things, and there's no sinew in these. Like normally artichokes have sinew in them. These bottoms don't have any sinew at all. They're really good. They're super tender. They're going to really make a nice addition here. All right. We'll go ahead and put that in on top of all the other ingredients. Look at how beautiful that fish looks. Isn't that nice? Can you see that? Not really. I got to get a camera that can go farther. Whoa, did you see my feet? Look at that. That actually looks good. For dollar store items, that looks pretty attractive. That mackerel, man. I'm telling you. All right, now is the time to put your, if you want to put a soup ingredient, I have this lobster bisque. I get these for $1 at the dollar store. But I don't eat them anymore because I found out that MSG is in them. So I've hardly had any of them. So it's not like I ate a lot of them. But I have a few in storage. I bought like 8 cans. So I'm storing them for, whenever I need them, if I have to eat them. Candace, what's going on here? I did not authorize any links here. My goodness, Candace. No, this is on level 3, Susan. We dropped to level 3. We're in the saute steam fry stage. Now with all my dinners, flex cooking can be utilized. You can replace ingredients. I have suggested maybe green beans. And I do believe that I would go with Del Monte because they have non-GMO in these things. Isn't that cool? Yeah. You can go with anything. Even asparagus would be good in this meal. Oh my God, Howie, stop it. You're just ruining the show. Get out of here. My goodness. Can you believe that guy? Hey, are you guys over receiving any information? Hi, over at iVlog. I just want to make sure you're there. Okay, good. You are, Chet. We know that you are, Tom. You can't take it away. Well, you don't have to take notes, Susan Vitey. You can just watch the show and you'll see what I'm doing. Yeah. So I got some cans. We'll be taking these to the recycler. I just did a run to the recycler. It was, I drive a hybrid. I get 55 miles a gallon, so it's not a big deal. But if you're having to drive down there, only go to the recycler once every month or so. That's the problem with the recycler. So what I'm going to do is, instead of putting cream of mushroom or the lobster bisque in here, I'm going to put Aussie Greek organic wallaby yogurt, non-fat, and a little bit of organic butter I picked up at Trader Joe's. So I got this for 33 cents, so it's pretty good. Trader Joe's sells this organic butter. I get the unsalted sweet, but yeah, I'm going to use some of that in there. So you're going to put this right on top of the tuna or the mackerel. I'm going to cut a few wedges out of here. Hello. Hello. Very teetering camera here. All right. I'm going to put like 3 wedges in there. I'm going to put them right on top strategically. And then I'm going to take and spin everything around. Push it all down in there. Nice. Okay. And then take the yogurt and just put that right on top like that. Groovy. I'm going to add a little milk to the yogurt. Get the whole thing out. Don't use sweetened products for this meal. You'll ruin it. Whoops. I'm going to have to do something about that milk container. They make the worst milk containers at Costco. But it's cheap and it's whole milk. And I'm urging people to go with whole milk, by the way. I found out that whole milk is not processed, whereas skim or low-fat milk is processed with a chemical. Used to be, now this I didn't know this for the years. I actually used to drink 1%, but for years I would say, you know, this non-fat milk is much better because it's less fat, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, they started using a centrifuge when they first started making non-fat milk. And a centrifuge actually pulled the fat out great. But then they got lazy and they realized people like 1%, 2% milk. They'd even pay more for it. So they added a chemical to the actual mix. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? So most low-fat milk has a chemical in it that they use to extract the oils. And that suck. So that's why I'm urging people to eat or drink whole milk if you are going to get milk. And try to get the stuff without the PBST in it, that hormone that cows use to get more milk production. So those are the key things you want to look for. I've tried buying organic whole milk, and I got to tell you, I was disappointed. Yeah. They ultra pasteurize it, ultra homogenize it, and it takes out all the nutrients. So even if you're getting organic, you're getting this ultra pasteurized. It's just, I've actually talked to experts. They say it affects your vitamin D, how it digests. It affects your calcium. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to throw the milk on top of this. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take it up to level 6 again. And I'm going to kind of bring everything together because I'm kind of on a time level. But if you didn't have a little timescape to deal with, you wouldn't need to take it up to temperature-wise. So, yeah. And I'm going to put all of this in here in the Mackerel. So let's start this right there. This is my trusty old Mackerel. I love the Corningware. It was the standard for years. And then they created a thing called Visionware, which is hot rails. I told you, you can't put that in there. It's a bannable offense. I'm going to mute you, but you can't do that. That's a bad one. On video is off. Okay, let me go back off and back on again. All right, we're wrapping things up real fast here. I'm going to give that meal a stir. Nice. Kind of push the if you're using mushroom soup, push that around. If you're using yogurt like I'm using, just make sure it's all pushed around. And let's cook the heck out of it at a high flame, level 6. The butter is melting in there, so it's part of the mix. It adds a really nice flavor to the pasta. All right. Here we go. Getting that temperature up. I want to meld the ingredients. That's primarily what the steam fry is all about. Well, I'm not trying to, intimidate you with the spatula, but, some of you were a little excited by the yogurt on there. Try not to do that again. No, Tom, we can't unban all because we have people in here who are psychotic, who actually think that by unbanning all, we're telling them to come in with all their different screen names, their usernames. It's a message to stalkers that bring it on. We don't want to do that. Okay. I just organized my pantry and got ready for Y3K. I'm doing it a little bit early. I've got a long way, about 900 years, but, well, not more than that, but I think I can do it. Methuselah lived 999 years. I'm well on my way. Yeah. Y3K. Yeah, I'm getting ready. Twitch is having problems now. Well, I don't know. I may unban all, but you see, it sends a message to all the psychotics to come on into the show. Is video on now for you Vaughners? Because I refreshed. Yeah, drink eggnog, but don't drink too much of it. It's loaded with sugar and fat and cholesterol. And if you want to mix it down with regular milk, whole milk, that's good. Do like half whole milk, half eggnog. Otherwise, your sugar levels, thank you, True Blue. Otherwise, your sugar levels are going to be through the roof. That would not be good. Okay, we're going to put the pasta down. I'm going to put a little olive oil on the base here. And by putting olive oil at the base of this pan, it prevents it from sticking if you reheat it slowly on a warm. Okay, we're going to put all of that in there. Oh, it's going down, going in. All right. And then turn off the flame in the back. That's cooking at a hard boil. Just start loading everything in there, like I'm doing. Everything, and poke it in when you're putting it in there. Just keep pushing it in. All right. Keep pushing it in. Pushing it in. It's almost big enough to cover the whole thing. You can definitely feed 6 people with this, but I'll bet you can feed more than that. Yeah, look at that. Okay, just kind of wiggle it in, and you want to serve from the bottom. This is full of vegetables. It's going to be great. And what I do is sometimes I take the pan and I'll put a little water, filtered water in it, like that. And you got to clean the pan out anyway, right? Well, I actually put the rest of it. It's called a roux. It's got all the gastrique of all the different elements in it, and they call this a roux. And you put the roux on top of this like that. All right. Every last thing, just get it all in there. Put a little more Parmesan on top. And of course, my bowl could be a little bigger, I must admit. But I had to do this because it's essential. And then just kind of push it down in the inside, push all the ingredients inside. And if you're using the cream of mushroom soup, it's a lot moister. But I think we're good. This will last at least 6 people. There's so much food here. I would almost speculate that 8 people could eat this. So, yeah, I think we're there. Beautiful. Now, what I like to do to really make this thing work, to pull it all together, is I like to add a little cheese to the top, not just Parmesan. And And I picked up this provolone for 99 cents. I'm going to use a few slices of this. Yeah, and it should melt right into the meal. That'll make it more of a tuna casserole, even though it's a Mackenoodle. These are nice big slices of beautiful Tillamook provolone. I love the taste of this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to cover it up with that, like that. And make sure everything's nice and clean. Cover it right up. And I'm just going to let it set on the stove. And all the heat from the meal will go right into that, and that provolone will melt right on top. You won't even have to reheat it till when you're ready to eat. All right? Hey, enjoy, man. That's going to be a big meal. I'm going to change it to 8 meals and correct the ME. Yeah, that was good. And I made the meals for the rest of the week, so there won't be any more pasta cooking in this house. So that's basically all the pasta I'll need for the whole week. All right, thank you for watching Mackenoodle at David's Kitchen. Signing off, everybody. Thank you for coming in here and hanging out. I'll be back in the other room in about 1 minute. I know. It's great, isn't it? I'm David Sponheim, the American Original, signing off. Take care.